Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Senator Jeff Merkley. Senator, good to see you. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm well, and it's great to be here.
Good to have you. So last night we hosted Southern Oregon's only gubernatorial debate. I thought one of the most interesting segments was when the candidates gave their grades for their parties in this presidential race. Not the candidates, but the parties. Governor Brown gave Democrats a C. Dr. Pierce gave Republicans an F. What grade would you give Democrats?
Well, I'd say B+.
Very happy
I think that the big issues that are addressing our nation are being raised by the Democrats. The issue of living wage jobs, the foundation of successful families, the issue of taking on money in politics and addressing the substantial threat of global warming. They're all coming from one side of the aisle, and I'm proud to see Democrats tackling those issues.
Are you feeling more confident now with polling after the second debate and some of the things that have happened in the last week or two that you guys are going to have a win for the presidential race?
Well, certainly on the presidential side, it looks far more favorable. What I'm very concerned about is the Senate. I'm hoping we do have a blue Senate. Particularly look at the issue of nominations. We have a historic hole on the Supreme Court. It's unprecedented for the leadership of the Senate to not conduct a hearing and a vetting process and a vote according to the responsibilities we bear. And that's just part of a broader effort in which many judicial positions have been left vacant. And I'm also very concerned that if Hillary Clinton is our president, that we'll see a repeat of the slow walking of executive nominations designed to paralyze the executive. And that's just not what advice and consent under the Constitution was supposed to be. It's supposed to be an ability to block people of unfit character from taking office, not an effort to paralyze a co-equal branch of government.
Earlier today, you hosted a public meeting on a proposal to expand the Cascade-Siskiyou National Monument. Tell our viewers exactly where that stands and what you're trying to get done.
Yeah, so scientists over the last few years have said we have this very unique geology that was partially protected by the initial monument, but in the course of studying the area and the changes with global warming and the stresses from drought, that it needs to be expanded to protect that unique set of species where these three mountain ranges come together. And so that's what the idea that they've put forward. Senator Wyden and I have said this is worth exploring. So we're inviting the public to come out and share their thoughts.
Okay. And so Congress recessed without including county payment funding, and the last payment is scheduled to be next June, I believe. Do you have any concerns about extending those?
Oh, I think it's a very high priority, and it's something that Senator Wyden and I have been immersed in. Each time we've found some way to make it happen, and because there isn't a regular process that just makes it kind of something you can count on, we've gone through the helium bill. We've inserted it after I've held a sit-in in the majority leader's office a few years ago to make sure we could put an amendment on a transportation bill. We're just going to keep fighting for ways for the federal government to honor the deal that it made with the counties.
We're going to take a quick break. Okay. Much more in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Senator Jeff Merkley. Senator, you and Senator Wyden met yesterday with a group of high school students in Eugene. What did they talk to you about?
Oh, they raised all kinds of issues. It was, I think, something that you'd be very proud of our students if you could have witnessed it. They were asking about education funding. They were asking about the function of the national government and issues related to money in our campaign system, just a whole variety of issues. International trade came up and so forth.
So you were very impressed. That's good to hear.
I was very impressed. They were very well prepared, and it was a very large audience. I think we had about 500 students, and they were very quiet. They were very attentive. It was one of the best high school audiences I've ever seen.
Glad to hear it. All right, so Wells Fargo's CEO announced his retirement this week. You've been pretty outspoken during that investigation. What are your thoughts on his retirement, and do you still want the Justice Department to perhaps pursue charges?
It was not a day too soon. The CEO, John Stumpf, came into Congress, to the banking committee that I sit on, and he said, I'm taking full responsibility for what happened. And then he said, it's all their fault, them being the personal bankers and the tellers. And in fact, what happened in terms of this massive fraud, 2 million phony bank accounts foisted onto unsuspecting customers. That's massive, and it happened because of management decisions about the way that they were designing their cross-marketing. And for him to come to Capitol Hill and not take responsibility and not even to address it immediately, he started saying, well, come January, we're going to change our practices. You've got over multiple years, 5,000 employees you fired, 2 million phony accounts, and you're not changing your practices until January. So it was a really poor representation, and people are, I mean, legitimately very upset about this because these accounts resulted in charges for citizens. They resulted in compromising people's credit rating, which could have affected their interest rate on their home or their home equity loan or their car loan. So a lot of hidden costs of this type of fraud. And so there should be a full, if you're going to have fraud on that scale, there needs to be a full criminal investigation of the practices that contributed to that fraud.
Good to see you. Thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.